Look, two boys are studying for the vocabulary test. Boy is writing each word 100 times the night before, which is called last minute cramming. On the other hand, boy B is writing each word 10 times on different dates, which is called spaced repetition. It's obvious which is more efficient, so what is happening in the brain when we learn something? The process behind memory is long-term potentiation, our brain's ability to strengthen connections between neurons depending on the amount of stimulus. Researchers think that memory is stored in these connections known as synapses, so LTP is involved in memory consolidation. Neurons are stimulated by the charges of ions, but ions can't cross the synapse. Instead, neurons send neurotransmitters to the next neuron to carry on the signal. Glutamate is a common messenger and it binds to receptors on the next neuron. There are two types of receptors, AMPR and NMDA. These are those made of proteins that open when the messenger binds, letting in certain ions. AMPR receptors only let in sodium ions, while NMDA receptors let in calcium ions in addition to sodium ions. When the messenger binds to receptors on the next neuron, AMPR receptors open immediately, but movement through NMDA is blocked by magnesium ions, so stimulating a few times will open only AMPR receptors. But repeated stimulation will cause the neurons to fire multiple times, releasing more glutamate, resulting in a greater influx of sodium ions. This causes magnesium ions in NMDA receptors to be removed by electrostatic forces. Finally, calcium ions will be allowed to flow into the next neuron, and this triggers a series of changes. These changes help the two neurons communicate more easily, mainly activate an enzyme called CAMK2, which brings receptors inside the cell onto the cell surface and increases their sensitivity. So next time, the same amount of glutamate release will have a larger response, which explains why your memory seems to improve with repetition. But this process known as early phase LTP only lasts few hours, so we end up like boy A. So what should we do? The answer is to do as boy B did. Repeated stimulation over long periods induce late phase LTP. In this process, persistent activation enzymes activate the protein CREB. CREB acts on genes and increases the number of synapses themselves, which makes the two neurons communicate more easily. Unlike early phase LTP, this process lasts forever. So let us all memorize according to the theory. Thank you for watching.